Hello and welcome back to Views on the Road. I'm your host Steph, and if you love chocolate as much as I do, you're gonna love these chocolate flavored conchas. And don't skip too far ahead because I'm gonna be sharing a top secret on how to keep your concha soft and fluffy, and we're also gonna be dipping our conchas in some delicious chocolate. For this delicious recipe, you'll need 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour plus extra for dusting, half a cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of lukewarm milk, 2 room temperature eggs, 1/4 of a cup of butter, 1 tablespoon of butter shortening, 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of chocolate extract, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and half a tablespoon of baking powder. For your concha toppings, you'll need 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, half a tablespoon of chocolate extract, and 1.5 cups of vegetable shortening. Add 1 tablespoon of your sugar to your milk. Add your yeast. Give that a loving mix and allow this to set for a good 10 minutes. You'll start to see it foaming up, and that's just going to guarantee that your yeast is awake and it's going to work for this recipe. Crack your eggs and separate them into a small bowl. To your bowl, you want to add your cinnamon, sugar, salt. And the reason I'm adding these ingredients first to the bowl is because my cinnamon, my sugar, and my salt are a little bit more coarse, so sifting would be pointless. Place your sifter on your bowl, and now we're going to start adding our flour, baking powder, and your cocoa powder. And now you're going to start sifting. You can sift this into your stand mixer, but I find that when I do that, I end up with way less of my, my flour mixture than I would like. And as you can see here, our yeast is active, it's alive, it's ready to become a concha for us. Now let's go ahead and start mixing our ingredients. Add your dry ingredients into the mixing bowl. To the eggs, I'm gonna add our chocolate and vanilla extract. And if you don't have access to the chocolate extract, that's okay, just double it on the vanilla. Make a little well and add the eggs and your extracts, the milk and yeast combination. Add your butter shortening, and as promised, I'm going to give you the secret ingredients that you need to have soft and fluffy conchas. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of white vinegar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now with your hook attachment, you're going to start slow and you're going to pick up the speed and continue mixing until everything's well combined. That's going to take you about 4 minutes. And boom, done. I'm going to take my soft, beautiful dough out of my mixer and place it into an oiled bowl. I'm going to allow it to rest for 1.5 to 2 hours. And now it's time for us to make our chocolate topping. You're going to add your flour, powdered sugar, cocoa powder, your vegetable shortening, and I like to use the one that's flavored with butter, just tastes better, and chocolate extract for extra flavor. And with our paddle attachment, we're going to be mixing all of our ingredients until they're well combined. Start slow and pick up the speed.
And if you don't swing your pony, it's not going to work.
Oh, really? Okay. She has attitude today. And boom, done. We have some beautiful, nice concha topping. When you press on it and it's nice and smooth, that means you're ready. And after 2 hours, I have a beautiful concha dough ready for me to mold into beautiful little balls. Since I want to keep the chocolate concha looking beautiful, I have a mixture of half a cup of all-purpose flour and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder so that I can dust my counter. And save the rest because we're going to be using that for our concha topping. I'm just going to give it a quick knead. And now I'm going to start separating our dough into smaller pieces. I'm going to be making 10 conchas today. I know you all love chocolate. Stay focused. We're going to get there. And now we're going to start making our balls. And there we have it, some beautifully rolled chocolate balls. And now we're going to start working with our topping, and we're going to divide it into 10 pieces. Take a piece and start rolling it into a ball. Now my topping gets sticky sometimes. It depends on the moisture in your atmosphere or where you're at. If there's too much moisture, you know, you can run into some complications. But to avoid that, I like to dip it into a little bit of flour, and in my case today, it's chocolate and flour mixture. And whenever I have to press them, it makes it easier to just take it off of the plastic. You want to press this as big as your concha. Place it over your concha and then just cup it gently, just like that. And you want to continue doing the same with the remaining conchas. And now with your concha mold, you're gonna mold your concha. Apply slight, gentle pressure to make sure that we get all the grooves. And boom, done. I let my conchas rest for 30 more minutes, and now they're ready to go into the oven at 350 degrees for 20 to 22 minutes. And boom, done. Our conchas are ready. I'm going to be using a whole bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, whatever flavor or brand that you like, that's the one that you're going to pick. But Ghirardelli has my heart, you guys know this. I have a pot, and I'm going to bring this water up to a boil. I'm going to be using a glass dish, and in order to melt our chocolate, we need to be really hot and produce enough steam under there. My number one tip to you when melting chocolate is make sure that there is no moisture in the chocolate when it's melting. It's going to seize, and then you're going to have to start the process all over again. Go ahead and add your chocolate and leave it like this for a good minute before you start mixing them around. After about a minute, you can start moving your chocolate around, and be careful not to burn yourself. I'm gonna let this set for another minute, and then I'll come and mix it again until we have a fully melted chocolatey chips. And give or take, after 4 to 5 minutes, you have a beautifully silky smooth melted chocolate. I'm going to transfer my chocolate into a bowl, and that's going to make it easier for us to dip our conchas. And for those of you that don't want to make the topping, still want to enjoy some conchas with chocolate, you can just make one like this and dip it right into some melted chocolate. And boom, done. Who's ready for a bite? Nice, soft, fluffy conchas every single time. You hear that? That means we're ready for a taste. My tip to you is going to be allow your conchas to rest before you dip them in your chocolate. Once you dip them in your chocolate, you can place them in your refrigerator to cool and harden. And if you can't wait that long, go ahead and place your concha in the freezer for about 10 minutes and you're going to be ready to take a bite.
Buen provecho.
Thank you. Wow. In awe right now.
It is really good.
It is absolutely delicious.
So fluffy.
This is very romantic. They're soft, fluffy, and if you've ever made any of our concha recipes, you're gonna absolutely fall in love with this one. So if you guys decide to make it, please tag us. Let us know what you think, because this is the only way I want to have my conchas now, dipped in chocolate. And as I mentioned to you guys, I'm aging right before your eyes, and I'm craving sweets all the time, especially when I'm having my cafecito. I became the Mexican doñita, your little neighbor that has that coffee breath and always has some sweets at her house. So I hope you guys enjoy my take on chocolate flavored conchas. And you know, I gotta be extra sometimes, so dip them in chocolate. As always, Cloud and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. We hope you enjoyed our recipe today. And if you so happen to make the conchas, make sure to tag us. And if you enjoyed this recipe, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Adios.